All right, so this is a topic that has been on my mind for like a while, so I'm gonna try to make a video that's relatively short. The mother of all bubbles and what's going on. We appear to have bubble after bubble after bubble in this country. I don't know what other countries are like, but America seems like a giant scam factory. Basically, our healthcare system is a complete scam. You've seen it even if apparently erupt into something that actually had violence. Some people, of course, all the conspiracy people say this or that. I don't know. But that's 25% of our economy. And those stocks have gone up about 10, 20 times since we passed Obamacare, which is a giant ripoff of the American people. and It's very telling that this event occurred right at the time that we are Americans are supposed to sign up for whatever we're going to sign up for. So, that's one thing. But we have all these bubbles that, like, or in the economy, the stock market, and this and that. All these fairy tales, and we've heard them before. So, for example, U.S. companies now account for 70% of the leading global stock index, up from 30% in 1980. So in 1980, we were 30% of, or 1980s, according to this article, we were 30% of like global stock holdings. Now we're 70%, but our GDP is only 27%. So our productivity, roughly measured by a very flawed measure, is 27% of global economics. Interesting. So we're just a place to park money or something or gamble, essentially. Um, U.S. Is it? I've heard this argument that we are the cleanest dirty shirt. You know, uh, in the like when someone can't do their laundry and they have to reach into their dirty laundry to find something to put on so they can get out of the house. We're the cleanest dirty shirt. I've heard that analogy for like 15 years. I'm not so sure anymore. Maybe that's true. Um, it does appear much of the world is not doing too well. Um, and we're not doing terrible, but we have a lot of problems. There's a lot of homeless that are being thrown away. They're basically thrown away like trash. The job market's not what they tell you, but I would still say it's probably a better economy than most. All right, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, we have gone from bubble to bubble to bubble. Like in my lifetime, we had the junk bond thing when I was a little tiny kid. That blew up. And then we had the stock market crash of 1987. I was just a little kid. Didn't understand it very much, but I know that it happened. And then we had the 90s bubble, which sort of culminated into the dot com bubble. The story was the internet was going to create so much productivity that all these companies are going to be worth so much money. And, about 80% of them didn't make it through the bubble. The internet still survived, of course. I feel the same way about artificial intelligence, that we're in a similar pattern right now, that the economy will overall, the AI industry will survive, but a lot of these companies are hype. Hype, 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 hype everywhere. It's all pump and dumps like these crypto coins and all this stuff. Not that there won't be crypto coins, but a lot of them are just hype. So, uh, you know, it really does seem see, this is an interesting point too. This article makes uh, in the 1920s and the dot com era, and I remember this because I'm not 1920s obviously, but the dot com era I remember. Um, we had a rising stock market in the U.S. and the rest of the world kind of followed us, like in terms of like China, to the extent that I don't know what their markets were like then, but we had I think Russia had a market. They're cut off from everything right now, and then Europe, the DAX and everything. It kind of rode our coattails, Um, and right now, what's happening is this like sucking sound is Mohammed El Arian further down in the article mentions. Where is he? Sorry. Yeah, there he is. Uh, this guy. I always watch what he has to say. Interesting guy. He follows bonds. Um, he said that there's a huge sucking sound of foreign capital flooding into the United States. And what that's doing to the rest of the world is not very good because that's making interest rates go up everywhere else. Um, but if money's coming here, then our interest rates, I guess, will go down. I think, yeah, because there's no reason to raise interest rates if capital's flooding to us. The only reason to raise your interest rates is to get people to, get capital to your country, the banks. So, um, it's a very uh, strange bubble, and it really reminds me of like the first time the T Man won. It's a good segue to get political for a second. The first time T Man won, he had first of all he's a big liar. He said that like there's a big ugly bubble, it's gonna pop, and then he wins, and suddenly the economy is great. Like he just said, it's the best economy ever because he's in charge. Nothing changed yet. He hasn't had a chance to pass a single law or do anything. Um, like it was even like before he took office, he was talking like that. And now we have him, and at the time, he had a really huge majority in Congress, and Senate and House, and it looked to my mind when it happened like I got like a lump in my throat because it felt like oh my gosh this is 1929 just before the crash because Herbert Hoover the president who presided over the crash of 1929 30 in the subsequent depression in the United States. He had all the same majorities, and so I was thinking, oh, we're screwed. And it kind of didn't happen, but then it kind of did, right? The coronavirus thing sure as hell was a giant economic disruption. So now we have him in, and people are getting really excited again that somehow he's going to make everything awesome. And um, it just sounds like a big bubble with the guy who's presiding over it that's like the bubble master. So I don't know. But all of this cast of characters really do. None of it seems solid economic growth. It seems more like just speculation and like like your friend that has an MLM scheme they want to get you in on. That's what it feels like. That like this taking over the planet. That's what I'll say about it, and then I'll just yeah, I'll stop it there.